committee. As soon as he sits down, we'll go. Hurry up, man, let's go.
I'm trying.
You're not the last one.
You're the third.
Yeah.
Ready? Like to welcome everyone to February 11th, 2021, Lenoir City Board of Education meeting. Roll call.
Rick Chadwick,
Here.
Matthew Coleman, Glenn McNish,
Here.
Mitch Ledbetter.
Here.
Everyone,
Bonnie
please
Johnson's
stand
absent.
for a moment of silence and pledge of allegiance. Thank you very much. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
got to love you a little bit. Okay, item number 5, approval of agenda.
Make a motion we approve.
Guess it's me.
Got a motion in a second. Any discussion on the agenda?
We'll take turns.
Roll call.
Rick Chadwick,
Aye.
Glenn McNish,
Aye.
Mitch Ledbetter.
Aye.
Item number 6, presentation of Teacher of the Year and New Teacher of the Year awards. Dr. Barker?
Yes, Board, we are so pleased today to have this opportunity to recognize some of the best in our district. We know we have phenomenal teachers in our district, and these teachers from each of the schools have been recognized by their peers, which I think is just an outstanding accolade for the work that they do in the schools. So we have a little way that we want to recognize each of you today. And so I'm going to ask the principals if you would introduce your teachers and give us, tell us a little something about them. And I'm going to go over here to the table and I have a presentation to give them. So Don, we'll start with you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Barker. It's always a pleasure to get to talk about great educators, and we have 2 new Teacher of the Year. Well, before that, at the elementary school, the faculty votes on the new Teacher of the Year and Teacher of the Year. So they have been elected by their peers. Our new Teacher of the Year is Scarlett Fritz. She is our behavioral specialist, and she is in her first year. She could not be with us today, but I wanted you to know about her. Our Teacher of the Year this year is our Special Education Interventionist, and that is Mrs. Betsy Juneau.
Ms. Juneau, would you join me right?
Betsy is in her 21st year in teaching. This is her 2nd year at Lenoir City Elementary. She spent time in Roane County and in Loudoun County both. We were fortunate enough to steal her away from Loudoun County, and we have been so glad. Special education is a very important area in and of itself. Intervention is a very important area in and of itself. And when you combine the two, this is working with kids to try to help close gaps, and we are so fortunate to have Betsy with us. Betsy also has a team of 3 assistants that help her. So she not only teaches, but she manages a part of a department. So we're glad to have Betsy. She's a very big asset to the elementary school.
Let's give her a round of
Thank
applause.
All right, our new Teacher of the Year is Miss Hannah Rutland. She is one of our ESL teachers at our school, and as you know, those are very hard to find, and good ones are even harder to find. We are lucky to have her. She has been an asset just even with interns that have come through, I hear what a great experience they have when they're with her, and they continue to ask us from UT, can Hannah have another intern? So she's just doing an excellent job with our kids. She does mostly 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, and we could not ask for a better ESL teacher, so thank you, Hannah. And next is, she's our teacher of the year, Miss Sheila Arnett. Sheila has been at our school almost as long as I have, because I worked with Sheila when I was a teacher in the classroom. An outstanding science teacher. She is our 8th grade science teacher, and I'll tell you a funny story. We were at the gas pump, and my son was pumping gas, and it's cold outside, and I said, Kirsten, make sure you touch like the outside of the, touch something so you don't shock, He said, Mom, why are you telling me this? I already learned it in Miss Arnett's room. We learned all about that. So, and there's always little things that he drops that he's learned in Miss Arnett's room. So she will be missed, and I say that because she is retiring at the end of this year. So we are super excited for her, and jealous all at the same time that she's to that point, but she is just an outstanding teacher, and she's going out on top. So Sheila, thank you.
Our new teacher of the year is Miss Jocelyn Johnson. Miss Johnson. She teaches culinary 1, 2, and 3 at our school. So you've all had the pleasure of eating some of her work. So you can't have an interaction with Miss Johnson without smiling. You just can't do it. I mean, her attitude is top notch. She's one of the most positive people I've ever been around, and Mr. Weeks made a great hire when he decided to bring her on board. She taught at Austin East and Tennessee School for the Deaf, I believe, briefly, and we stole her away from both those places, and we are so glad we did. Ms. Johnson, you are welcome to our faculty. We're so privileged to have you with us.
Thank you.
Great. Our teacher of the year is Miss Jessica Rose. She teaches in our CTE department as well, and teaches she teaches large animal care. What else, Mark? Help me. Ag science. There, and unfortunately, she has been contact traced, so she cannot be here today. But she wanted us to express her gratitude for this as well. So she's an excellent, fabulous teacher. You talk to the kids that take those classes under her, and they'll tell you how good she is. She's an asset to our building as well. So thank you.
So I would like to express my thanks to the principals for finding these great teachers to hire. We all work together, but it takes a team to make sure that we get the right people in the right place at the right time. So thank you.
I'll take credit for Sheila, even though it's made that one.
Like I said, we're all in it together. Thank you.
Okay, item number 7, approval of minutes from the January 14th, 2021 regular board meeting.
I think the motion we approve the minutes is read.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Rick Chadwick.
Aye.
Glenn McNish.
Aye.
Mitch Ledbetter.
Aye.
Item number 8, here a motion we pay our bills.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Rick Chadwick.
Aye.
Glenn McNish.
Aye.
Mitch Ledbetter.
Aye.
Okay, we'll move on to new business. Item number 11, approval of iLearn Institute classification request.
Yes, board, this was what we discussed. We've discussed it for a couple of months now, but was presented at the workshop to actually move into the application process with the state of Tennessee to make iLearn its own standalone school number and its own standalone program. So we have the paperwork ready to submit. We just simply need board approval to move forward. So we're asking for that.
Well, I never would have dreamed we'd have ever done this 2 years ago. I hear a motion.
we approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any more discussion on the iLearn Institute? Thank you. Roll call.
Rick Chadwick,
Aye.
Glenn McNish.
Aye.
Matthew Coleman.
So we will submit
Mitch
that
Ledbetter.
application.
Thank you.
Wrong
I'm
person.
waiting.
We will submit that application ASAP, and I will let you know how that progresses through approval process at the state.
Okay, item number 12. Discussion and approval to use $25,000 from the general purpose fund pending expected community donations to complete the weight room at LCHS.
Yes, board, this continues some of the work that we are doing in athletics, and so I've asked our athletic director, Mr. Chris Britton, to be here to represent this ask. If you have any questions, I'm sure he could fill you in on the details, but we do have some anonymous donors that are ready to step up and help. We just need a little bit more time, and in service to getting the project started, we would ask to go ahead and fund that with the expectation that those donations will come in. If you have any questions, Mr. Britton can answer those.
Make a motion, we approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Roll call.
Rick Chadwick,
Aye.
Glenn McNish.
Aye.
Mitch Ledbetter.
Go for it.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Coach Britton, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Okay, item number 13, approval of the 2021-22 special course and special program of study local approval and assurances application. That's a lot to say.
It is a lot. Board, we do have a request here to continue to grow our Mechatronics program, which was just recently recognized by the state of Tennessee as a pathway program. So we want to say congratulations to Mr. Weeks in the high school for that, and there will be more to come on that. Mr. Weeks, would you like to share with the board this special course request that you have submitted?
Yes, ma'am. So we are adding 4 new courses. We had a chance to start some kids in a program for middle college so that they can graduate with their associate's degree at the end of their high school career. So they'll have both when they leave. And in order to do that, they have to take the 8 that we already offer. They have to take some gen ed courses, and then there are 4 new mechatronics courses that they will also have to take their senior year. Well, we have to get approval from the state because they've ran out of codes. Not many other schools go this far with that many dual enrollment classes in mechatronics. So we have to ask for a special code for those 4 courses, or 4 special codes for those 4 courses. And it takes your all's approval and assurance that we will be implementing those courses.
Thank you.
Got a motion to approve special course.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Roll call.
Rick Chadwick,
Aye.
Glenn McNish.
Aye.
Mitch Ledbetter.
Motion to adjourn.
Sorry. Okay, item 14. These are the 3 policies that we went over at our recent workshop. So we'll just pass them all at the same time. If you got any questions or anything else, we can talk about it. A, 4.400 instructional materials. B, 4.602 honor roll awards and class ranking. C, 6.309, zero tolerance offenses.
On the zero tolerance offenses, I've noticed that one of the strikers was the electronic threats. And I know we've had problems with that in the past. Is that, we've still addressed that when that happens, but it's just no longer zero tolerance? Is that what?
Correct.
Okay.
That can be, that can come before the DHA and the superintendent, and we can make decisions on that, you know, as far as appropriate discipline is concerned. But the legislature, in all its wisdom, took that out of the law. So that was the reasoning for aligning it here.
I make a motion, we approve those policy revisions, all three of them.
Okay,
Second.
got a motion and a second. Any more discussion on policies? Roll call.
Rick Chadwick.
Aye.
Matthew Coleman.
Aye.
Glenn McNish.
Aye.
Mitch Ledbetter.
All right, item number 15 on this one here, we had no changes to the policy. Only thing we did is update revision date only. That is A, 6.402, physical examinations and immunizations. B, 6.405, medicines. The only thing we did was just change the revision date.
Motion to approve. Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any more discussion on those? Roll call.
Rick Chadwick.
Aye.
Matthew Coleman.
Aye.
Glenn McNish.
Aye.
Mitch Ledbetter.
Item 16, approval to cancel the March board meeting due to spring break.
We have to.
Well, I would like to say something there, because honestly, I had second thoughts on that one. We have an awful lot that is going on right now. We have an immense amount of work and preparation that is due to the state by March the 11th. And so I don't know what might come up. So I would like to reserve and talk with Sheila about this. March 11th is during spring break, so I do want to cancel that. But there may be an opportunity later in the month that we might have to call a special call board meeting. So just kind of note that with everything that's going on right now with legislation, federal stimulus packages, all kinds of things, we have a lot of decisions to make. So I would like to cancel the meeting during the spring break, but just know that we might have to call a special call board meeting at some point during the month.
Sounds good. Have a motion, we cancel the regular board meeting.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Roll call.
Rick Chadwick.
Aye.
Matthew Coleman.
Aye.
Glenn McNish.
Aye.
Mitch Ledbetter.
Item 17, superintendent comment.
I figured they would come. I didn't think they deserved a spring break. I don't get it.
Board, I'd like to share with you some really good news. We have a lot of opportunities in the district with things going on. Even though times are difficult with COVID, we're having some real success stories. And one of the success stories I want to share with you via video. This is a 6th grade teacher at the intermediate middle school, and in her classes they're using curriculum that is very high quality and is making a difference in the lives of students. So this is a 6th grade science teacher who's going to share an experience that she has had with a student. And because of the experience that she had, our curriculum materials company has asked to use this video in part of their materials. And so I just wanted you all to see the good work that's going on and hear from this teacher who sees students every day, the kind of impact that is being made on students' lives through the materials that she's using in her craft. This is Alyssa Davis.
Hi, my name is Alyssa Davis, and I teach in Lenoir City, Tennessee. Earlier this year, we were doing an amplified unit called Traits and Reproduction. Having done chemical reactions the previous year, when I got the kit for Traits and Reproduction, I did not understand why there was not as much stuff in the kit until we did the lesson on mutations. And when you read the cards and then you give the instructions, and then you change the instructions, my kids really understood the lesson better than in any of the previous years when I've taught genetic mutations. 2 weeks later, one of my students, who really does not necessarily grasp concepts very quickly, ran up to me and said, Miss Davis, do you know how my older relative had a medical emergency? And I said, yes. And the student said, he finally heard from the doctor. He said it was a genetic mutation that caused it. And I knew, I told my family, it had to be a negative mutation, and that we all needed to be careful, because any of us could have inherited those genes. We all could have the proteins that code for that trait, right? And I knew then that they all got it. And it was a really cool moment in my teaching for someone to take something that we had done in class and apply it to a real life situation. And so I just want to say it was a really cool moment, and thank you Amplify for giving us that moment.
That's pretty cool.
Yep.
You know, and we just heard Miss Hoagland talk about something that her son learned in Miss Arnett's class. So real life application of content that they're learning in the classroom is testament. You know, standardized tests give us a piece of information, and that's very valid, but also performance and demonstration and understanding is also seen every day in the lives of students, putting their information to work. So I want to thank Ms. Long for sharing that video with me so that I could share that with you. Also, I wanted to share with you, as you have seen the intersection there at 321 and 11, you will have seen the digital billboard that is there that also highlights the downtown merchants, and we are a part of the downtown merchants. And so on that billboard, you will see our logo as it moves throughout each of the images there. And at our last downtown merchants meeting, I was given this replica of the sign to have, and so I'll put that on display as well. But I'll share this with you all if you want to just see that. But I thought that was a neat representation of how we're all committed to making sure that Lenoir City grows and is a great place to live and work and play. And then I want you to know that we are working hard on summer programming. So a little bit later on this afternoon, we're going to spend some time with our principals to talk about the new legislation that has come out, and I know each of you have seen some of that. We are working to decide how we're going to serve students this summer. We are also in conversation with multiple partners, not only here in Lenoir City, but beyond, to come up with some creative ways to provide opportunities for students to continue to learn. A lot of the legislation that you will hear focuses on a phrase that we don't like. That phrase is learning loss. We don't believe that students have lost anything. They may not have gotten some instruction that they needed due to the fact they weren't in school, but we don't believe that they've lost anything. We just need to accelerate and make sure that we give them some of that additional time that they may have missed out on when schools were closed due to the presidential and the governor's decree. So we're working on that, and as we know more, I will share that with you, with the the board. That's it.
Mitch, anything? Lee?
No.
Matthew?
I'm good.
Your motion, we adjourn.
Move. Second.
Roll call.
Chris Chadwick,
Aye.
Matthew Coleman,
Aye.
Glenn McNish,
Aye.
Mitch Ledbetter.
We've done.
Uh,
That was
we